Hey everyone, so I hope you guys can hear my voice clearly. And this is our first live video session
I
on
hope you
solving a
guys
data
can
structure. So,
hear my
yeah, there
voice
might be some
clearly.
issues with the audio or connection
And
with
this
some
is our
latency.
first
So,
live
do
video
comment on
session. I
everything.
hope you
And
guys
even if you have
can
any minute
hear my
questions, yeah, there
voice
might be some
clearly.
issues regarding the connection
And
with
this
some
is our
latency.
first live video
Just keep
session. I
commenting.
hope you
And
guys
even if
can
you have live on
hear my
screen, so
voice
might be some
clearly.
issues with the audio or connection
And
with
this
some
is our
latency.
first live video
Just keep
session. I
commenting.
hope you
And
guys
even if you
can
have live on
hear my
screen, so
voice
might be some issues with the
clearly.
audio or connection
And
with
this
some
is our
latency.
first live video
Just keep
session. I
commenting.
hope you
And
guys
even if you
can
have live on
hear my
screen, so
voice
might be some issues with the
clearly.
audio or connection
And
with
this is
some
our first
latency.
live video
Just keep
session. I hope
commenting.
you
And
guys
even if you
can
have live on
hear
screen.
my voice.
And another thing, so the point of this purpose is not to show you some code or not to show you some way of coding it, but more on like how we can understand the question, how we can solve it, and how can we reach to a solution from a given question. Okay, and I chose this particular question because it's an easy question, but even though it's string related, so usually all the string related questions mostly have lot of tricky way of thinking instead of data structure. So data structure is really less come in strings, but it's more about how you come up on a solution. Okay, is it better? So I see there is no audio. Let me fix it. So the audio is not clear, right? Just give me a second. Is it better now? Are you able to hear? Let's start when the audio is fine. Okay, so I'm getting the comment the voice is good. Okay, so did you guys got whatever I said at the beginning, or should I repeat it everything? It's fine, we can do it again, but let me know if I have to repeat it. Okay, then we will start again. Then it would be better, I guess. Okay, so hi everyone. So this is our first live problem solving session in our channel, and I choose this particular problem because it is one of the most commonly asked warm up question in Google as well as in many other big product based companies. And the purpose is not just to show you some code and how we can solve it. Instead, it's more about like how we can come to an approach on how to solve a question, how to approach it, what are the various logics we can think about it and all. So yeah, so today we'll be starting with the greatest common divisor of strings, LeetCode 1071. So I hope you can see my screen and everything. So let me take you to the question. Yeah, and meanwhile whatever questions you have, do ask me, and even if it is small minute thing, you can just ask and we will discuss on why it is so and why we decided that and all. Okay, and great. Okay, so let's get started with the question. And just give a second, it's a bit difficult task to set up everything during live. Okay, so my pen is working, everything looks good. Okay, so let me explain the question. So the question says is that you are given two strings. It is string one and string two, and you should find an X string, which is a substring of both string one and string two. But if you multiply it like some number of times, like three or four or five, whatever number of times, you are able to recreate the string two as well as string one. Okay, so in this given example, like if you take ABC and if you multiply it one time you get string 2 which is ABC, and if you multiply it two times you get string 1, right, which is this one, right? So I hope that is the basic understanding of it. So you should find a substring among these two things, and if you multiply them enough number of times, you are able to recreate both string 1 and string 2. Is the question clear to you, or do you want me to go in both deep dive? Is there any questions first of all regarding this one? Do comment, please comment and be active, so that it's more motivating for me also to conduct this session. Okay, I don't see any question, so I'm going forward with the next example. Okay, so let's take the first second example, okay, because that sounds better here. So in here it is given string ab and ab, which is of length 6, and a string 2 which is of length 4. Okay, this is the length. Okay, now how do we find, usually how do we find a substring? Usually the logic or what we follow for a substring is we find the small first character, then we take the second character and all. Okay, so let's start with that. Okay, because let's imagine we don't know how to solve this, and let's figure it out how to do. So initially I will go with making the substring. So let me take a, so that is my first substring. So the question is, if I multiply a for some number of times, can I recreate str2 or string 2 or string 1? Okay, so how do I know how much time should I create? So basic mathematics. Okay, let's take it doesn't make sense to multiply it 10 times, right? Because if I make 10 string, it doesn't make any sense. So what's the basic mathematics you can use here is, what is the total length of this string 2? It is 4. Okay, and what is the total length of this substring I took? It is 1. So what I do is I divide the total length by the current substring, so which is 4 divided by 1, which is 4. So I will say, let me multiply this 4 times and see if I am getting string 2. I will multiply it 4 times, I get a. Okay, that is one thing. What is the second string I have to check, which is length of 6, right? So I again take a and I will divide by 1 and I will multiply it 6 times. So the answer is 6. So I will do it 6 times. So it is a 6 times a. Okay, then what is the second thing? So I created now 2 new strings. Okay, is it equal to the string 2? Is it matching? No, it is absolutely not matching. So this is wrong. And here what I will do, if I check if it is matching to string 1, is it matching? No. So absolutely wrong. So again, it's not matching. So what we say, so the substring a is not the answer. Okay, so that is how we come up with a brute force approach. Okay, like I take a small thing. No, so the next step will be like I will be choosing let me take a new color. I will be choosing the next 2 characters, which is ab. Let's say it is something else, whatever it is, I will take ab. Then I will do the same for string 1. I will divide it with 2 because 2 is the length of this one. I get an answer 2. Then I will multiply 2 times. I get ab. And for the next one, what I do, 6 divided by 2. I hope you know what is this 6 or what is this 6 and what is this 2, right? I hope that is clear to you. And what is the answer? It is 3. Now I multiply it 3 times. I get ab 3 times. Now what I do, is it equal to string 2? Yes, this is equal to string 2. So we got an answer, and we'll check, is it equal to string 1? Yes, this is equal to that. So this answer is correct. Okay, so we say, hey, this is the correct answer. AB is working. But so now this is the brute force approach I came up with. But if you look closely, is there something we can change here? Like for example, do we actually need to check a 4 times? Is it necessary? And do we actually need to check a 6 times? So say whatever substring we are going to get, it should be divisible. It should be matching both string 1 and string 2. Since in this case it is not matching with string 2, there is no need to even check this, right? There is no need of checking the second case. Similarly here we matched it, that's why we are checking. But let's say if something that is not matching, let's say this is not matching, let's go with another thing. Let's go and take the third one. Okay, so we get 3 characters aba. Now we want to check if it divides. Okay, now like we say 4 divided by 3, but can we divide 4 by 3 to an integer value? It is not possible, right? So what we do, we check if 4 is divided by 3. If not, no need to even check this. No need to even check if it is divisible or not. Similarly, if we are not checking string 2, then there is no need to check string 1 also. So that is also not. So we can save a lot of time on that. So I hope this basic part is clear for you. And Vedula was asking, explain third one, please. What do you mean by third one? You mean the third example, this one, the LeetCode one? Let's go with the third example also in so here the str1 is leet and string2 is code. Okay, now what do? We take some small case, right? So let's say we take c. Okay, what is the length of this? 4, and length of this is 4. Now what is the length of c? Is it 1? So 4 is 4 divisible by 1? Yes, we can divide it, so we check it by that. How much time do we multiply? 4 divided by 1, which is 4. So we multiply it 4 times, we get CCC. Is it equal to string 2 or string 1, whatever it is not matching, so it is wrong. So since it is wrong, we don't check for string 2 also. We don't check for it, it is not true. Now we take the next two things, right? It is CO. Is 4 divisible by 2? Yes, it is divisible. So we multiply it by 2 because the answer is 2. So we multiply it by 2. So we get CO. Is it equal to string 2? Again not equal, so we don't check anything else. Then next we again check the three things, COD, but what we do is 4 divided by 3, it is not divisible, so we are not going to check it at all. Then again we take the 4 characters, which is CODE. Is 4 divisible by 4? Yes, we can divide it, so we multiply it by 1 time only, we get CODE. Is equal to string 2? Yes, this is equal, if we are matching, so we got 1. Then we check again for string 2, right? What is the string 2? It is leet. It is 4, so we multiply it 4 time again, so code multiply by 4, we are getting again code. Is it equal to string 1? What is string 1? It is leet, right? It is not equal, so this is also wrong. So since we are not matching anywhere, the fourth case is not matching, third is not matching, second is also not matching, first is also not matching, so we say this is false, so we don't get anything, we get an empty string as the result, right? See, we are getting empty string. So I hope that is clear to you now. So is all the examples, all the test cases clear to you? Do we go and discuss more on the logic now? Okay, great. So we again go with this same example. Okay, now in this example, like we say, we are going to, whatever we consider, we can just mark it down. So we consider one thing, it is the length of this thing, okay, which is 6, and length of this one, okay, 4. So whatever we consider length 1 and we consider length 2. And another important thing you have to notice here, it is not always guaranteed that string 2 is small and string 1 is big, or it can be reversed. String 2 can be big, string 1 can be small, maybe they can be equal. Like in the third example, you see leet and code both have 4 characters and both are same, so it's never guaranteed that who is big and who is small. So what we do, we consider length 1 and length 2, and whoever is small, we go ahead with them. Okay, so in this case string 2 is small. Okay, now how did we created a substring? We first took the smallest one, then we took the next big one, then we take the next 3 characters, then we take the next 4 characters, right? This is just an example. Okay, in this case it is a, ab, and aba, and ab, right? So 4 characters. Now let's modify this example a little bit so that you will understand why the current way of taking the strings from small to big is not a good way. Okay, so let's change this example to ab and one more ab, so the length now is 8. Okay, so now length is 8. Now what would be the answer for is what is the answer? Just please comment down, is it ab or what is the answer? Is it ab? What is the answer for this test case? Please comment faster, guys, faster. So we got one vote for AB. Any more? Please comment whatever it is wrong, correct, doesn't matter. Okay, this is how you will get to think, and you will get a chance to correct yourself. So please comment. Somebody said it's AB. Any more? Okay, so I'm not saying much more. So let's check the question. What is the question saying? The question is saying return the largest string. Okay, It is saying to return the largest string, not the smallest one. So what we return here, what should we return? We should return the largest one, which is AB. Okay, this is the answer. Why? Because this is the largest one. You multiply it one time, you get string 2. You multiply it two times, you get string 1. Okay, so that is the largest one. If the question is like return the smallest one, then the answer will be AB, right? If you multiply this two times, you get string 2. You multiply this four times, you get string 1. So if the question is reverse, that will be the answer, but in our case it is the largest one, so this is the answer. Okay, so how can we modify our thought process earlier? So earlier what we thought, we take substrings like a, then we take the next two characters, the next three characters, the next four characters. Now we change it. Now we become greedy. Okay, I hope many of you have heard about greedy approach. Now we are going to be greedy, and in greedy what we think is we will take the largest possible answer. Okay, so first approach is, I will just mark it down. First approach is deciding the length, and we are going with the smallest guy. Okay, smallest guy. So who is the smallest guy here? It is str2. Now we are changing this approach and we are bringing up the new guy. We are go and directly say, hey, the biggest guy, you might be the answer. So we take the biggest guy. Who is the biggest one? AB. Okay, we take the biggest one, AB, and we say you might be the answer. Okay, so how we will decide that? What is the length? It is 4. Is 4 divisible by this 4? Yes, it is divisible. How much time? One time. So we say if you multiply this one time, are you getting str2? Yes, you are getting str2. So one case is solved. So next case we check, is 4 divisible by 8? Is it divisible by 8? Here we check. Yes, it is divisible by 8. How many times we can divide it? 2 times. So we say if I multiply you by 2, I can get str1. Is it true? If I multiply AB 2 times, so we get AB. Yes, we are getting str1, which is correct answer. See, we get an answer. Now let's take the same and reduce it to the length 6. Okay, and this is our original case, right? Original case. Now here we say the length is 6. Sorry, length is 6. Here length is 4, and we are directly taking the biggest guy, right? And this is str2 and this is str1. Now what we say, is 4 divisible by 6? First we check the first case. Is 4 divisible by 4? Yes, we can divide it. How many times? We can divide one time. So we say if I multiply AB one time, am I getting str2? Yes, I am getting str2, so this is correct. Then I will check for the second case. Can I divide 4? Sorry, what is the length? It is 6. Can I divide 6 by 4? Can you? No, you cannot do it. You cannot get an integer value. It will be in floating. So we say we cannot divide it directly, right? It's not a factor, so we cannot divide it. Okay, so there is no point in checking it. So the answer AB is not correct here. In this case, AB is not correct. Okay, this is not correct. So we are not going to check for str1. Okay, then what we do, we check for the next three characters. This one, ABA. Okay, now ABA, how we will check again? We check if 4 can divide 3. Is it divisible? We cannot divide 4 by 3, right? Because it's not a factor. So again, not equal. So we are not going to check str1 or str2. Both we are not going to check. We have just optimized it. Now we are going to take another example. Now we are going to take the two cases. So it is AB. Okay, now these are we going to take the two characters. Now it is AB. Can I divide 4 by 2? Yes, I can divide, and I will check how many times should I multiply. I say AB multiply by 2. I will get AB, which is equal to str2, which is correct. Okay, which is correct. So since it is correct, we'll check for the biggest one also. What is the biggest one? It is length of 6. Is 6 divided by 2? Yes, we can divide 6 by 2. Yes, so what is the answer? 3. So I am multiplying AB by 3 times. I get AB 3 times, which is equal to string 1, right? So that is also true. Yeah, so that means we got from this is the biggest. So now from here, if we go more leftwards, so like if I take A, it is going to be smaller only. This is the biggest possible, right? This blue shade, which is AB, which is the biggest possible one. So we say AB is the biggest one. That is the answer. I can divide it, so we get the answer. We return it, and if we don't get it, we return empty array. So I hope this is clear to you. And okay, so I hope that is now clear. Now let's go and code it. I hope you understand the logic so far. Do you have any questions on the logic? Is there anything? Just ask. Otherwise, I will go directly for coding. And don't just copy the code, because coding is something based on the logic I have written right now. So I really want you to understand the logic. Okay, is everything clear? What are the various steps we took? I will just write it down again here for a clarity. First thing, we choose the smallest length guy. So that was the one thing we did. Second thing, we iterated through what? We iterated through largest length. Okay, largest length to small, right? So we iterate from large to small. We check if it is divisible for length 1 and length 2, if it is divisible or not. Okay, if it is divisible, then we take the factors, right? How many times we can multiply it, right? So we take two factors, factor 1 and factor 2. We take two things and we multiply it, and we check if it is equal to str1 and str2. If it is equal, then we say, hey, we are getting answer. Okay, return the answer. So this is the whole logic. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, I'm getting some questions. Let me see. Will there be example like AAB and AB? Okay, yeah, that's a good example. Let's see if that is there. Give me the test case. Just paste it. So let's say first string. So Akhil, you are giving an example. So I got the first case. What can be the second string? So let me fix it. You are getting AB and AAB, right? Okay. So in this case, what can be the string? It can be AAB. That can be the two strings I can see. Otherwise, nothing can be matching, right? Yeah, string to AB. So in this case, straightforward, the answer should be this, right? It should be, this should be the answer. So let's take, so what is our logic? What is the length? Length is 6, length is 3. What is our first substring? Our first substring is AAB. We say we take the whole length and we just check if it is divisible. The length is 3 here. Is 3 is divisible by this 3? Yes, we can divide it one time. So I multiply it one time. I get AAB, which is equal to string 2. Why I am always starting with string 2 is because that is the smallest one. Okay, that's why we first check the smallest one, so we can save a lot of time instead of checking the biggest one. Now we say, hey, this is the correct. That since it is correct, we will check the str1. What is the length of str1? 6. Is 6 divisible by 3? Yes, we can divide it. How much time? 2 times. So I say AAB. I multiply it with 2 times. I get AAB and AAB, which is equal to string 1. Yes, it is equal. Then we give it correct. Yeah, that is matching. So this is the answer. We don't need to check any further, right? We got the biggest matching one, the largest one. So we return this answer. Okay. So I hope that is clear. Any more questions? Any more examples you want to try it out? We can do a dry run and everything. And this is how you should solve in an interview. Okay, you don't directly go and code anything. You directly go to the documents or the file, whatever the interview is going to give. You will either draw there or you just type there and you explain this thought process. Okay, this is how you attend an interview, any coding. They don't care about, they give you just 3 to 4 minutes to code, that's it. But you have to, they will give you 30 minutes just to discuss these points, you to show them how your thought process is, how you're coming up with the solution. So this is the important part of an interview. Okay, any technical interview, and it is not coding. So don't just waste your time on learning the code by heart. It's more important thing is just understanding the thought process and how to approach it. Hey Deepesh, right now we are solving this particular string question, so let's focus on this. For DP and all, we can solve, we can have another session to solve those kind of questions. Okay, any questions on this right now, or we can just go for coding? Let me know. Okay, so I don't see any questions coming up, so let's go and do a code. Okay, Akhil has again asked another question of BA. Okay, so and what can be the string to, Akhil? So we got one string which is BAA. Okay, and what is the string to? Please give me a string to. BAA. Okay, we can take two examples. I got two cases. One string 2 is BA and another string 2 we can take as BAA, BAA, again BAA, right? Yeah, two cases. Okay, so this is a good one. Okay, so let's first go with this case. I take the largest substring. What is the largest substring? It is BAA. Now, like always, we just take the, what is this length? 667. Okay, 7 is the string length and 3 is the string length here, and we got the largest substring is 3. Okay, BA. So what we do, we check, is 3 divisible by 3? Yes, we can divide it. Okay, then what is the factor? We get 1. It is divisible by 3, 1. So we say, if I multiply this one time, I get BAA. Is it same as string 2? Yes, it is same, which is correct. So then we go to the string 1. Okay, and string 1, what is the length? 7. 7 divided by 3. Can we divide 7 divided by 3? We cannot divide it, so we are not going to look further. We say not divisible, it is wrong. Okay, then we go and check for the next substring, which is BAA, sorry, just BA, which is of length 2. We say BA. So is 3 divided by 2, because 3 is the length of this guy, and we now take BA, which is length of 2. Is 3 divided by 2? No, we cannot divide it, so we are not going to check any further. Okay, then next we are going to check for B only, because we checked all this. Now B is pending. B is 3 divided by 1 is possible. Yes, we can divide it. How much time we can divide? 3 times. So if I multiply 3, we get B. Is it equal to string 2? It is not equal to string 2, so we are not going to check further. Okay, so in these 3 cases it is not matching, so we say empty string, no answer. Okay, it is the answer in this case. Now let's take this example. String 2, it is BA. Okay, and string 1. So what is the length here? The length is 9, and here the length is 7, right? So who is the small string? String 1 is small, so I will take that as the substring first. So what is our first substring? First substring is the biggest, the largest one. Okay, and 7. Okay, now what we do is, can I divide 7 by 7? Yes, I can divide it. How much time? 1 time. So I say, if I multiply it 1 time, can I get string 1? Can I get this? Yes, I can get it, which is correct. Now I go and check for the string 2. Can I divide 9 by 7? No, I cannot divide it, so I'm not going to check it. Go to the next case, then again I will check BA. So again, I'm not going to repeat everything again. It is 6. 7 divided by 6, not possible, not going to check anything. I will reduce it, which is going to be length 6. Again, length 5. Can I do 7 by 5? I cannot do it. Then I reduce it 7 by 4. So if whatever I reduce it, right, it's all is 7 by 4, 7 by 3, 7 by 2. Nothing is divisible, so I am not going to check. At the end we get B again, which is 7 divided by 1, which is true, but I will get 7 times B, which is not going to match string 1. Again not going to match, so again empty result. Okay, I will return what? Empty string. Okay, so I hope that is clear to you. So we are done. So I'm going for the coding. Okay, let's code and see. So for coding, or like I said, we just marked the thought process, right? Whatever we so we'll just go and check that. So what was the logic we did? We checked for the smallest one here. Okay, the smallest one. Then we iterated from the largest substring to the smallest substring. Then we check if it is divisible by both the length. If it is divisible by length, we get the factor, we multiply the string, and we see if it is matching with string 1 and string 2. So that is a simple logic. Okay, so let's code and see. So we are here. Okay, so let's take the length, right? So I'm going to rename this like length 1 and length 2. I'm going to take str1 and length of str2. Okay, so we got both. I just have to rename this guy. Okay, so we got both the length, okay, L1 and L2. Okay, now what did we say? We are going to iterate from the largest substring to the smallest substring. So let's write a for loop for that. For length in range of, and whose largest number are we going to say? Like I said, in all the examples, we are just going to take the smallest length string. Okay, so whoever is small, we don't know who is small, it is not guaranteed, it can be str1 or str2. Okay, so I will say minimum length of L1 or L2. Whoever is small, just take them. that is the largest number, go till 0. Okay, so we say go till 0 and in reverse order. So in Python, this is how you do a reverse loop. So now this will be going like, if the length is 6, it will go like 6 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, in that way. Sorry. Okay, now we got that. Now next thing what we have to check, if it is divisible or not. Okay, so I will make some helper function. I will say if it is divisible or not, if this given length is divisible or not. Okay, so let's write a helper function here. Let me know if you have any question on the coding, any functions or any formatting I'm using, anything, so let me know. So we get a length L. So what are we going to check? If first we have to check if it is divisible or not. Okay, so in this case sorry, so in this case first we have to check if it is divisible. So L1 modulus string 1, right? Sorry, L. So let's say if the length is divisible by the first length of the string, or if L2 is divisible by L. Okay. Now in Python, whenever you do modulus, what does the modulus operator return? The modulus will return the remainder of the division. Okay, so whenever the remainder is 0, that means it is divisible. If it is not 0, that means it is not divisible. So in again, if I'm doing a if condition, if the result is 0, that means it will give you false. If it is not divisible, here the result will be true. Okay, so when it is true, that means you cannot divide it, so I will return it false. I hope that is clear to you. Do you have any question on that part? Do let me know quickly. Somebody is asking if interview will ask you to code in any any particular. No. Usually the companies will not ask you to code in particular language. You can choose any language, like just like in LeetCode, there are like hundreds of or many languages. So they will ask you like just code in whatever language you're comfortable. Okay, I usually do Python because I can save a lot of time on writing or not writing many boilerplate codes. So it's very easy for me. So I hope this part is clear to you. Okay, so modulus will, if it is something positive number, that means cannot divide. So cannot divide means return false. It is not divisible, no need to check. Okay, now it is divisible. Okay, now we'll check our divisible case. What did I say? If it is divisible, if it is divisible, we have to get a factor, right? I have told you like you have to get a factor and you have to create a string and see if it is matches or not, right? So that is what I'm going to do. So I call it factor1, factor1 and factor2. So how do we get it? We just divide it, right? So I put double division in Python so that you will get it as an integer number. So that is how you do it in Python. If I put just one divisible, it will be a floating number. Okay, so I don't want that. So we got a factor. Now how much time we have to multiply it? We take one string from length this to L, and I have to multiply it factor one time, then I have to check if this is matching with string 1, right? This is the string 1. I have to check if it is matching, and it should match with string 2 also, right? And if I multiply this with factor 2, this guy, if I multiply this factor 2 times, it should match this str2. If these two conditions are true, like if I multiply this factor 2 times equaling 2 and this, so if this fails, it will not even check this part. Okay, so that is the beauty of Python. So it will just check this. If it is true, then only it will check this part because it's an AND operator. But here it is OR operator. That means even if it is false, this will check for this also. Here, if it is true, then only it will check the second part. So in this both, if it is true, I'll get a true answer. Okay, so that means from line number 15, I'm saying, hey, this is divisible. I can get a match. That means return that string. I'm going to say, hey, this is the correct string. This is true. Otherwise, what do I say? I say return nothing, just empty string. Okay. So this is clear to you, is the coding. So let's test it. Are you guys ready? Should I run a test case? I am running it. Basic test cases. Oops, there is some error. What is the error? I missed to put str1 here. Again, run it. Yep, I got all the test case 1, case 2, case 3. Three of them are success. Now let's submit the answer. Yep, it beat 71%, so we got the answer, so it's working. That's it, great. So I hope this question is clear to you. Do let me know if you have any questions on this. I hope the logic is also clear to you. So this is one of the most commonly asked, very warm-up question. This is a really warm-up question. It's an easy question, but I hope this is clear to you. Do let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll wind up the sessions. So thank you everyone for joining. I hope this was a helpful session for you. Next time we will try to do some dynamic programming and all. Okay, so do let me know everything in the comments. So till then, see you and take care and bye.